One thing that I've realized over the years of obsessing and focusing on passive income is that it all comes down to assets, to creating assets or acquiring assets or controlling assets. That's really how you get to as close to passive income as possible. And one way you can do that, one way you can build a digital asset is by blogging, is by creating a website where you can keep generating content on there. And that's where Publio comes in. Publio has been the most automated blogging solution that I've found that still gives you great control as well as great content. And so that's why I'm excited to bring Ayub and Andreas along with my co-mod, Chris. And so I will begin by giving the floor to you guys. Can you guys give a quick intro to yourselves and Publio?
Hey guys, my name is Ayub. I'm one of the founders of Publio. I have a very deep background in web development over the years. I actually started out as a freelancer almost 6 years ago, having lots of clients who ran blogs themselves. But quite frankly, well, everyone had the same issues, which is blogging is pretty difficult. Blogging takes a lot of time, and blogging was something that's, well, it basically is a full-time job, or was a full-time job up until AI is able to help you with a lot of it. So this is actually where I met Andreas, my co-founder. Andreas actually started out as one of my clients. He is someone I'm very connected with over the years, and he had the same issues. He was basically searching for a solution for his own blogs, for his own company, and I developed a solution for him where I wanted to automate lots of the processes, essentially making it half automated. And well, the solution turned out so well, we actually decided to build a public tool out of it and share it with you guys.
So I'm Andreas, and I'm an entrepreneur since over 20 years now. And over the last years, I figured out how important blogs are due to my clients. And that was the point where I came together with Ayub. And I also realized that it's necessary for them to write blogs, but they're too lazy, and it's too, really, I must say that way. Sometimes they're too lazy, and also that it's too time consuming. And that's why the laziness comes from that. It's a kind of, well, nobody wants to do it. And I asked Ayo, can we develop for me and also for my clients a tool? And then we figured out that this should be a tool we should present to the broader public because it works so well.
That's awesome. So how does it exactly work? Because I've played around with the other tools, right? And I've gotten to use yours. And how would you say what differentiates Publio from, let's say, because I've generated content from ChatGPT or Gemini or, any of the handful of other tools out there now. So what would you say is the main differences?
Well, the main difference is obviously the big package that you're getting. So the difference is, instead of doing all the manual work, like generating content, even planning the content takes a lot of work. Then think about a flow, different headers, generating all the SEO optimized texts, and then even integrating it technically into the blog is a big hassle for most people. And blogging is usually, even with automation or text automation like ChatGPT, it is a process that takes around about 5 to 6 hours sometimes. At least for me as a perfectionist, I usually spend a lot of time creating my own blog posts. So in this case, with Publio, you're getting a fully automated solution. So you're getting the SEO optimized text, you're getting the content planning, you're getting even some monetization features like integrating affiliate marketing is all included inside this solution. So you don't have to take care of it, essentially. The time savings are enormous. What recently was like 5 to 6 hours now became a job of 30 minutes to an hour maybe, or even less if you don't care too much about the little details. Obviously, you still need to manage your blogs, make sure they're the way you like them. But other than that, most of it can be at least partially automated, if not fully automated.
Yeah, that's what really struck me about the tool is because I've created several blogs in my lifetime. And when ChatGPT came out, it was like, oh, this is amazing. You can generate content. But then when you actually try to do it, it's a headache. It's not as simple as copy and paste, right? It's like you got to
Yeah.
format it. You got to figure out, oh, I don't like how that was written. I want to rewrite that portion of it, but just that portion. And then at least in ChatGPT specifically, it's really hard to just rewrite portions of it while still keeping context. So that's what I really liked about your tool is it really handles it beginning to end while giving you full control in the middle as well. So can you tell us also just, how do you make money with blogging in your guys' experience? You mentioned affiliates. So having traffic brought into your site and then monetizing through affiliate links, that's a really, really great way to do it. Are there any other ways that you guys know? Like how do you actually make money from blogging?
Great question. Of course, blogging is something that most people who are outside the box don't really connect to money making directly. But actually, most people who do it professionally have multiple ways or streams of income that they can use from their blogs to generate income. There are many direct and indirect ways of making money. I like to split it in two because the blog itself is just a platform, an asset, as Mike already said, an asset that makes it possible to get traction from people, to get eyes on some form of content. You can treat essentially like a YouTube channel, for example. Monetization works usually by providing value to people. So if you write about some interesting topics, it's very likely that you're able to generate ad revenue, for example, by just putting ads on your blog. You can generate ad revenue kind of indirectly, but also directly from affiliate marketing, because affiliate marketing is a great way of monetizing your or other people's products by just putting in snippets of a buy now link, essentially. And there is also the option, very likely to a YouTube channel, to even get a sponsorship. If your audience is broad enough, well, and it comes down to the clicks for all the things. So you need to have a baseline of viewership every month. But if your audience is broad enough, it's very likely that even companies are willing to cooperate with you to maybe put their own banners or affiliate links on your own blog and just, well, paying you a commission basically or a fixed amount of money every month. One other way of indirectly monetizing your blog is basically by using the traffic essentially to promote a business. It could be your own business. Like imagine you have a shop, for example. You're selling pans, for example, and you have a cook blog, a food blog. It's very likely that you're able to basically make a needless plug into your blog to basically promote your own pan shop. Or maybe you have someone else's shop that you want to use the traffic to just get more clicks on someone else's site. I even heard of people just using a blog to basically redirect traffic to another site that makes way more money than their own, because similar to a YouTube channel, different niches are paid differently. So you might be able to even get traffic from one site and redirecting it to another site. That's also possible.
You know what I love about blogging actually is you can cater it to your interests, right? I mean, there's tools out there that can give you like, hey, here's, where the pockets of opportunities are, where, SEO competition isn't as intense and the monetization is there. So I think everyone should certainly do that type of research. But within that, I think you can hone in on any type of interest that you have. And there's like so much out there. And I'll give, everyone two examples. One is back in the day, I was managing a program for affiliates and it was for a genealogy company. So, family history. So this lady had a site that she had for a couple years and it just got a ton of traffic because she just loved to talk about genealogy. She just loved talking about family history. She was making $70,000 a month just from that blog.
Yeah, that's
Right.
amazing.
And affiliate links. But that's all she was doing was affiliate links over to ancestry.com. And then the other example I'll give is Pat Flynn, who actually interviewed a few months ago. And he has an awesome example. This is actually how he got started is, if you're familiar with him, he was an architect. And so he had this blog about the exam that architects take. And he was just putting it out there as he was studying for the exam himself, right? He just created a blog and just like was putting his content out, his study notes out there. And it just started getting traction on the SEO on Google. And soon he's like, oh, there's like tons of people coming through. And he did it where at first he did AdSense, which by the way, that's another route to monetization for your blog is you just let Google handle your ads, right? And you can place banners and ads on your site. And then he realized, you know what, I could probably monetize this on my, so he made like a premium study guide and placed it on there and sold it. I don't remember how much for, probably like $10 or something, $20, I don't know. And then you can hear it in several of his stories and podcasts, but he talks about the first time he saw a sale come through. He's like, I don't know if it's going to work. And then like a sale would come through. And then that first day he got in like 20 orders or something. He was just like blown out of his mind. So there's a lot of examples of, and that ended up making tens of thousands of dollars as well per month. So there's examples out there. And then now, like compared to that was back then, right? And then compared to now, there's a lot more medium, like short form video, social media. That's a lot of proliferation there. And so that's where a lot of focus is going for a lot of content creators. But people are forgetting about blogging. Like people are forgetting that blogging is still very, very you can monetize it very well still because it also like there's even more internet users today, a ton more internet users today than back then when they were getting the tens of thousands of dollars through their blogs, right? So the potential, I think, is still there, still very real. Yeah. Any thoughts on what I just said?
Yeah, absolutely. I love the examples, by the way, because they are they are a perfect example for what I just said about indirectly monetizing through another funnel. Basically, if you have monetizing through another channel, because if you have a product that you can sell, you basically just need the eyes on your product. You need people to know about your product, and well, you can quantize it by the amount of people visiting your blog. So I like to keep it really simple, honestly, when talking about calculations, because well, you can't really predict how many people will visit your blog, and obviously it's not a linear curve, so it's not going up at the same amount. But let's say you put out 1 or 2 blog posts every day. Just think about how many hundreds of blog posts you would have after 1 or 2 years. And if only each blog post gets clicked once or twice a day, which is not a lot to ask for and usually pretty realistic, you're already getting a few thousand clicks each month just from that alone. So after 1 or 2 years or even 3 years, it accumulates to such a mass that it becomes a really lucrative way of advertising stuff. It's not just about other people's stuff like ad revenue or like sponsorships. You can even start your own shops and then run your business off of your blog. Even if you have very moderate numbers, like you don't need a ton of traffic to get sales. You just need the right traffic to get to your sites.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. I would love for you to just walk us through the program. I think I'll have a lot more questions for you as you walk through. Can we walk through the interface now?
Sure, we can do that. Let me start the screen recording. All right. So this is Publio. When you log in the first time, it's probably going to be much more empty than you see right here for me. Usually when you create blog posts, it gets filled up and then you get all sorts of metrics and statistics that you can work with. And there's even more statistics coming in the future. But here you can basically see all the important stuff. You can see which keywords you're ranking for or the topics that you created for. You can see your average word count and all sorts of fun stuff.
Ayub, is this tied to just one blog, basically, one site? Or can you do multiple sites?
Yeah, so this is basically just for one WordPress site, but there is also a functionality coming where you can select multiple profiles. It's just not, it didn't make sense to implement it right away because most people have only one WordPress site that they want to manage. Yeah. And also it's something that I didn't prioritize as of now. Yeah. But this is only for one side. You can theoretically mix it up if you change the WordPress site in the background. But this isn't something I can recommend as the metrics won't be, well, they won't be
Yeah, it won't be very accurate.
Yeah, they won't be accurate anymore. So yeah, if you went through the tutorial, which everyone does who logs in or signs up, you will have connected your WordPress site. You'll see a video tutorial basically on the Publio itself, how you can set it up. Basically, you just need your WordPress credentials and your application password. And that's basically it. That's how you can connect Publio to communicate with your WordPress site. And I would love to show you how you can simply create a blog post. So for that, you can just click on Posts, create new posts, and all you need to do is put in a topic or a keyword that you want to create for. So in my case, I just want to type in delicious salmon dishes or dish, and I'm going to type in recipe.
So it's like for a food blog.
Exactly. So this is for a food blog, giving some good recipes. And I can already see I like this one here, but I'm gonna change it a little bit. And if you're curious, what are the topics that other people are choosing for their blog posts, you can just click on search trends, and then you'll get the results from other people. And you can essentially inspire yourself from those titles, or even copy them if you want to, which I can't recommend. But I'm good with this one, so I want to create it in English, and then I'm gonna hit next.
Sorry,
Next,
so just real quick, I
yeah,
saw a whole list of languages there. So you can create this in a lot of different languages then. So even if someone's living in a different country, they're able to use this tool.
absolutely. So while the interface is in English, you can create it in basically any language you want. I mean, you're not really limited by the languages, as we integrated the most important ones right here.
Yeah, which is cool just because not only are there so many categories and niches that you can write for, but you multiply that across countries too and languages.
Totally. Especially for ad revenue, it's much more important to know which language to write for. I mean, for example, if you target a German audience, like I am from, it doesn't make sense to write it in English or in French. Google knows what language you're writing in, and then it gets listed locally or nationally. If you want to write for a very broad audience, for example, it makes sense to write it in just plain English. Or if you're outside and you want to target a very specific niche, let's say in Japan, you want to start a cafe blog in a cafe Tokyo blog in Japan, of course it makes sense to write it maybe in Japanese or in English as well. Yeah, so in this case, I want to target an English audience, so I chose English, hit next, and this next screen that you're going to see is also very important. So you can see here's the title, it's pre-filled. And next you need to choose some important keywords that you want to emphasize in your blog post. Could be anything, but in my case, I'm just gonna hit salmon dishes, salmon recipe. Maybe you need to do a keyword research in order to really get the target keywords that you want to emphasize on. Maybe seek keywords that have a that don't have a lot of difficulty and aren't very crowded by other people. So this is just a example from my side. And for the special instructions, for me, for example, I like my food blog posts to have a nutrition table at the end. So I'm just going to type in, please add a nutrition table at the end of the post, wanted to include all the ingredients, something like that. And if you want to use this for every post, you can even save it right here. In my case, it's okay. Next is the word count. Publio is already able to estimate how long it might be. Food blogs are usually on the shorter side, so I'm going to decrease this to 1000 actually. But you can choose whatever you want. Yeah, there is a maximum of 2500, but for most blog types, this is well enough. You don't need to overdo it. I would recommend to do more posts rather than one very big one, just because Google prefers that much more. In my case, I'm thinking also of the audience. I'm someone who searches for a food blog, just wants something short, something that he or she can read through very quickly and then get the recipe out of it. So I'm gonna hold it pretty short. I want to include a FAQ section. And I also want to automatically create a featured image. Basically, this is just a thumbnail for your post, and that's it. If you're happy with that, we can just hit create blog post, and then it gets created.
Awesome. There's a little cat cooking it up.
Yep, blog posts being cooked.
Would you say there are any best practices as far as the special instructions go?
I mean, the special instructions are actually an attribute that we added so people can add whatever Publio is not able to give you upfront. So basically, you can try to insert anything that you want, be it a writing style, be it some sort of special instruction that you want to give it to the writer. You can put that inside the special instructions. There's no real limit to what you can insert into that field. So when the blog is finished, post is finished, I'll repeat that. So when the blog post is finished, you'll end up on this page right here. This is the editor of Publio. It's a heavily modified rich text editor to essentially give you all the features that you need to edit it much more likely like you know it from Microsoft Word or other text editing software. Basically, the post persists of multiple sections. You can see that, and the ones who wrote blogs already know how it's structured. You have headers. Basically, you can see right on the top, there is the H1 header, basically your title. You can also modify it in post if you want to. So this is nothing that is engraved in stone, basically. You can see there is the table of contents. There is the H2 headers, a bunch of them. And you can see the post turned out pretty well. It even created a table. It created an FAQ as requested. And at the end, as I gave it in the special instruction, even gave me the nutrition table and the ingredients. So basically, you can see how many calories is inside.
And another point that I want to make here is when we were talking earlier about, this Publio handles all the formatting and everything for you. This is what we were referencing. If you did this in ChatGPT or other thing and you copied and pasted into a WordPress, it would just be a little bit of a mess. And you'd have to spend that time just reformatting and just to make it look decent. And this one, it does it. You don't need to touch the formatting, right? Like it's automatic. So it's as hands-off as you can get while
Yeah,
still
exactly.
output look really good.
Yeah, thank you that you pointed that out. I mean, ChatGPT is able to do a lot of the formatting, but still you need to, like, if you want to insert a table, for example, you still need to do that manually, or you need to have some sort of middleware to do that for you. In this case, we're using Markdown, which you can actually toggle right here. It's not for everyone, but I mean, it's a international standard. You can see how the table is built, for example. But usually, you can just stay in the rich text mode. But in case you want to copy it, you even have that option, or even if you want the raw HTML. But essentially, the components are very modular. So for example, this table of contents, I will show you later, is a component that I created in my templates. It just got automatically inserted right here. And for example, if I want to turn this part into a table, I can just highlight it, click the rewrite option, and then I can just type in, convert this into a table, rewrite text. And I mean, you can see it did it. I can just accept it, and there I have my table.
That's awesome.
Yeah, if I want to publish it, I just need to create blog posts and it's already up. But as you can see, there is no featured image yet. So I'm just going to regenerate it.
And as far as the ownership or legality or copyright, who does that belong to? So, I mean, obviously we've used AI to generate the content here.
Yeah. So generally the rules and the laws of your own country apply, but usually it's pretty widely accepted that AI generated images are part of your own copyright. So you do own the images and you can do whatever you want, or at least there is no one claiming the copyright for them. So
and the text, right?
Yeah, so this is not legal advice in any shape or form, but generally you can be very relaxed when working with AI-generated content. The same belongs to the text, by the way. It's pretty much the same as if you were using ChatGPT or Gemini to generate your content. Also, you saw that the image is very shaped around the content of the blog post. So basically what it does is it reads through all the content and then it thinks of a very good thumbnail image for your post. So this is what it did, and I'm actually happy with it. So I'm just republishing it to WordPress, and just like that, it's up and running.
Awesome.
So when it's published to WordPress, you can just hit visit posts. And this is just a test site that I set up to demonstrate this.
All right.
But you can see that the thumbnail image, which by the way, looks really delicious,
Yeah, that's really
you can see the table of contents, and it's also clickable. So there's links inside, so you can click it and then it jumps right to the section. And all the content, including the table, is right here. I even can go, for example, I like my tables a little bit formatted. So if you go to this little table right here, if I wanted to modify it a little bit optically, you can just go to the second table. You can just hit the options. And I can, for example, give it a black background with a white text color for the heading, republish to WordPress, and just like that, I formatted the table. So when we refresh the site, you can see it applies.
very cool.
Do you want to fill in some affiliate or one affiliate link?
Sure, we can do that. So
Yeah.
Publio has an inbuilt affiliate functionality. Basically, what it does is it creates automatic HTML snippets that you can put into your blog posts. And I'm going to demonstrate it on a Amazon product. So if you click on affiliate links, you'll get to this site. And let's just go to Amazon.com and search for a product. In my case, I want a good frying pan because I want my salmon to be fried really well. So I'm just going to go with the first link. And in this case, I'm not logged in with my Amazon account, but usually you can just take your affiliate link. In this case, I'm going to take the URL and just put it inside Publio add Amazon product.
Yeah. Just to make it extra clear, obviously you have to sign up to be an Amazon affiliate to make money with this. So, you got to do that step first. And then when you generate the Amazon link, you can put it in.
Exactly. Amazon has a very transparent and easy to use affiliate program. I've been an Amazon affiliate for a very long time. It's just, I can show that right here. If I go to amazon.de, this is a German site, you can see I have this site stripe on the top. I just wanted to use an English product. So usually you can just click on this button and then you'll get an affiliate link that you can use globally on Amazon, basically. But in this case, once you enter your link and it gets searched, you can see that the frying pan is now inserted. And if I go to our recipe, I can click on affiliate mode on the right, and I can see there is the products that I entered before. I can even delete them right here if I want to, but you can see each product has two versions of it. There is one with an image with the product image and one with a Amazon logo. So what I can do, for example, is just plug a affiliate card right on the text. Just drag and drop it, and maybe another one on the bottom like this. And just like that, I plugged in my affiliate links. I can republish it, and in a few seconds, it's up and running.
Awesome.
So if we go to our post again, refresh it, you can see that they got entered right where we want them. And you can see it's still in euro, but obviously you can change the currency in the settings. And if you click on it, you'll jump right to the product. So if someone sees the posts and he's really interested in maybe doing this recipe, or maybe he just remembers that he needs a new pan, it's very likely that he'll buy it right from here. So this is very convenient.
Yeah, that's awesome. So obviously this is really built to integrate Amazon affiliate links mainly. If someone wanted to put in an affiliate link from any other site like Rakuten or Commission Junction, they would just do that portion manually, right?
You can do that manually, but I would recommend to just put it into these special instructions that I showed you earlier. You can just tell it to do a link inside the text and it will do that. But we're also working on a dedicated feature just to basically be much broader on what affiliate links you can use, and even use maybe affiliate links that are just, that don't need a nicely formatted card, but maybe just a button. You can do that as well in the new feature. But as of right now, you can just put it into the custom instructions.
Awesome. I see the create social media post button there. What does that do?
So as of now, this is a coming soon feature. Most people who use blogs or who write blogs know that a lot of traffic comes from social media. I'm talking Pinterest, I'm talking Instagram, or even some people use WhatsApp groups nowadays where they have a following or maybe just some sort of funnel where they can redirect the traffic to their WordPress site. You can just one click convert it into a social media snippet, if you will, that you can just drag and drop inside of WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook, or Pinterest, for example, and you can get a lot of the traffic from outside the world into your blog post.
Awesome. Yeah, and I see a couple other coming soon features there.
Yeah.
Is there a timeline for those?
So those are basically going to be up and running in a few weeks. Probably. We have a bunch of feedback from customers that are already using the software that requested to maybe add a feature or two. We do have, for example, YouTubers who have a bunch of YouTube videos from all the years back created and moderated and ready to go, and they just need to have some tool to convert them into a blog, because blogs are great if you have a YouTube channel. Most big YouTubers use blogs to basically transcribe their YouTube videos into text form, right? So this is a great way to also use your existing content to drive more traffic to your site. And also I talked about keyword research when I created the blog post. This is something that I can recommend to use, for example, the keyword planner from Google. It's a great tool. You can use it to basically monitor the current keywords and see what they rank for, how the difficulty is, and if it makes even sense to write a post about. But we're also implementing an own version integrated right here in Publio, not to replace the existing options. Even Ahrefs or SEMrush, for example, are very good options. If you're using them, you can keep using them, of course, but in this case, this is just a feature to guide you essentially onto finding keywords that you might even not have thought about, right? So you can just use it if you have no ideas, for example. And it's going to be a great feature for you to not having to think about keywords too much, essentially.
That's great.
And guys, I would like to add something, because what I mentioned in the beginning, it's the time saving factor, because we've been tested by the economic chamber of the German government, and we have next meetings now in February, and they want to use us because they really have the problem that they are posting, and they have got 79 chambers, 79 different locations all over Germany. And they have really a certain time problem that they don't have so much employees, and they are blocked with the blocks. So, and then there came the idea that came towards to us. And yeah, I just want to have to mention that.
Yeah, that's great. But, and so along with that, I'm curious, if someone wants, right, to create their own blog and use this tool, is there, like, for me, if I'm imagining it, I would love, as good as this tool is, I would love to queue articles up, right? So I can say, hey, my blog is about, I'm obsessed with drums. Okay. So I'm a musician. I'm obsessed with drums. I just want my blog to be all about drums. I'm going to put affiliate links for drums in there. But can I queue up a lot of like drum related articles? And so that I can just go in batches at a time and say, hey, I have a couple hours on Friday. I'm going to sit down. I'm going to generate and edit all of these different blogs and then schedule them to post at different times.
Oh yeah, totally. So this was a feature that is most requested, that was most requested for automating your posts. And for that, we actually created the auto blogger. essentially. You can see it's just a calendar, basically. But what this allows you is you can create a campaign, basically. So very similarly to creating a post manually, you can just go into here and then, like you said, we could create a fully integrated blog schedule, basically, for drums. So I'm going to type in drums. This is just the industry or the niche. Drums, maybe how to play drums. And you can even enter keywords that you want the AI to focus more on. I'm just going to leave them blank for now, but you can really target your niche if you want to. Of course, here again, you can choose your language. And the most important thing is a starting date and an end date. So for now, I'm going to start it tomorrow and I'm going to end it the 31st. So right to the end of the month, and then I can plan again. And I wanted to create 2 posts per day, one at 9 and one at 12. Everyone should include an FAQ section.
Yeah, that'll help with SEO, right?
Yeah, definitely. FAQ is really good for Google to list your questions inside of Google. So if someone asks for a specific question, it's very likely they can pull it out from your website. I want to have a featured image and I want to create a table of contents as well. And some people use WordPress plugins to create the table of contents, but if you don't have a plugin or if you want it to be integrated right here in Publio, you can just create it right here. The length automatically, something that I don't like to turn on all the time. You can of course do that. But in this case, I want my posts all to be around 1500 words, just to be more on the descriptive side, but not too long for people to get bored.
It looks like you can put in a range there, though. So that's possible?
Oh, yeah, totally. You can basically enter a range and let the AI decide. You can also just enter a fixed range. And just to be clear, even giving a fixed range isn't something that is carved into stone, because this is just a range that the AI will try to reach. Obviously, if the paragraphs aren't finished yet, it's still gonna add that extra words to finish it. Sometimes it's a little bit less, sometimes it's a little bit more. Depends on the content of in this case. And in my case, I don't want it to publish automatically after generation. But if you want to fully automate this, it's theoretically possible that you can just turn this toggle on and then it's on autopilot essentially. Sorry, my cat was scratching. He doesn't want to. So what you can do here as well is giving it a special instruction. So similar to our last post creation, if you have any special instructions, just plug them right here. And if you have a template saved, it can apply it to every post that it creates in the autoblogger as well. And that's basically it. Hitting next will create the titles. And you can see this is what the AI came up with. So mastering the basic drum roll sounds good. Play the money beat sounds good for passive income, I think. And I mean, sounds good. I'm not a drum expert, as you can see, but for me that's good enough. So I'll just hit save, and in a couple of seconds it's gonna populate the calendar. So you can see each day has 2 posts, one at 9 and one at 12. So just as I wanted, and that's basically it. If you have the wish to modify it in post, you can still do that. So as long as the post isn't created yet, you can just click on one, and then you can basically modify all the options that we created in the beginning. And you can also delete it if you want to.
That's great. All right. So with all of how much is this? Can you talk about price, how that works?
Yeah. So
we got an early bird. Maybe you wouldn't explain yet.
Yeah, sure. So talking about pricing, we can just go to the homepage and scroll down. You can see that, so we wanted to go with a very simple pricing plan. We have just a pro and a business license. Honestly, the only difference between the two is that you can generate more with the business version. We don't want to restrict the users of the functions that you have. If you just want to try it out, you can just go with the pro variant, and if you like it, if it's beneficial to you, you can just upgrade later. But we have a 7-day trial. If you want to try it out, if you want to give it a go, maybe you have a WordPress site already and you just want to plug it right in, you can just try it out. Nothing to lose basically other than the chance. And if you go with a yearly plan, you'll even save quite a bit compared to the monthly one, but even monthly, it's quite affordable at $39 per month.
So if someone's from the US, I guess that was just whatever the conversion rate is.
Yeah, exactly. So the billing is not by us, it's made by Stripe. So it's totally secure. It's an international standard. I think most people use Stripe anyways, and it's automatically converted. I think it might be like 33 per month, including VAT actually. So it's not exclusive like most prices in the US.
29 is $34.
What's that?
29 euros at $34.
30.
Okay, so it's $34 a month, including VAT. And to be honest, it's quite cheap as of what we found out from asking people. But yeah, we feel like we hit a spot that we are comfy with. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah. I mean, especially with the 7-day trial, I mean, you got nothing to lose, really. I think you can look at it like this. This is how I look at it anyways. Can you do everything on your own? 100%, absolutely, right? I mean, even without the AI component, can you just write blogs yourself? Of course you can. But you have these tools, right, to help make it easier. And to me, the way I look at it is it helps me focus on what I want to say, the content. And for me, how I have been using it and will use it is I want it to generate the content. So there's a starting point for me and it's already formatted and whatever and takes care of the image so that I can focus on, okay, I want to kind of tweak it to what I want, like my voice and what I want to say. And what would take me hours to do all that, even if I use ChatGPT, now it takes minutes and I can just get that content out there on a consistent basis too, because that's the other problem is if you do this on your own or if you just use, a generic AI tool, I think you can do it, but I think a lot of people also lose steam.
Yeah, definitely. Especially for me, think of it as a not only time saver, but my time is worth something. So if I think of how much theoretical time spending I have on a single post compared to half automating it or even fully automating it, it's definitely worth it for me personally. And we even use it for ourselves. So I'm actually a user of Publio myself. So I use it to create my own blog posts. Andreas uses it for over a year now.
Yeah,
So,
good that you mentioned that because at the end I just want to mention something. I'm doing a lot with changing cars, modifying cars, and I had a problem with a BMW, and it just created a blog which was a very special technical item, and the result was very good. It helped me actually.
Yeah, they say be your first customer.
Yeah, absolutely.
We quite literally did that.
Yeah. Do you guys, so this is a fairly new product that you guys are releasing. This is the early bird price. And so it's good to get it in right now. Is there a process for feedback? So if people are using it and they want new features or they notice something.
It would be great. Would be great.
Yeah.
To hear
How do
from
they
them,
get feedback to you guys?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So if you go to the dashboard, we have a dedicated support and contact form right here. And we really encourage you guys, if you have any questions or problems, just toss us an email or just tell us what's wrong. We are very well reachable and we pretty much reply to everyone who writes us, even if it's just a critique or something that you wish maybe it's a feature request or something that you wanted to have. Just write us an email and we're at it.
Awesome. Sounds good. All right. Thanks, guys. That was a really good walkthrough and intro. Anything else you want to say? Any finishing words?
Yeah. So first of all, thank you for having us here. It's a great chance for us. We don't take it for granted. And also it's something that we poured so much heart and soul into it. Not only because it's something that we just want to sell, it's something that we use ourselves. It's Like I said in the beginning, it's something that started as a personal project, and it evolved into something that I think could be a tool use for everyone who is into blogging. So yeah, this is an honor for us, and thanks.
Yeah,
Thank you
thanks for
very
joining.
much.
It's been a wonderful tool to use. I'm really excited for you guys in releasing it. For the community, you guys know I really don't promote anything ever. I've only promoted one other thing, and it's because, Chris and I thought, hey, this is a really good value, and it's the same here. Except this time it's a much, much, much lower price point and very accessible to most people. And I think a lot of people will get a ton of value out of it. So really appreciate you guys coming on, and thanks for joining today.
Thank
All
you,
right.
Mark. Thank you, Chris.
Have a good one.
Have a good one.